The question of how to motivate people has been in the public consciousness since pretty much forever. However, one corporation has figured out the true secret of getting people to do things: threatening violence. That's right. The Duolingo Corporation realized that the only way to have someone study Latin is to have a green owl threaten them. Duo's mysterious persona has caused many memes and theories to come up regarding the lore of this murderous owl. However, as usual, no one has actually managed to piece together the story, which means that once again, I must be the one to do all the work. So with that stated, I will now be presenting my academic and detailed storyline of this language learning app with a talking owl. In the beginning, there was nothing. Then, there was Duo. With a simple flap of his wings, he materialized the entirety of the Duoverse, creating every language in existence, and the tree of lessons necessary to master them. With these lessons, the inhabitants of this world could learn languages with a simple 15 minutes per day on their phones. However, a great darkness emerged in this newly formed world. Bluo, a blue owl with the intention of ending everyone's Duolingo streaks. To do this, he sent a Twitter notification to Vikram, who clicked on it, and wasted the entire day without practicing his Spanish lessons, thus creating sin. Upon hearing this rebellion, Duo became furious and sought to destroy this blue owl of darkness. He confronted him and the two battled. Bluo held his ground for a while. However, eventually, Duo entered a Super Duolingo form and began explaining the intricate details of the Latin declension system. Upon hearing this, Bluo's form was destroyed. But before drawing his last breath, he said, well, actually, he didn't say anything because it was against learning languages. However, this was not the end for this nefarious avian, as he still stalks lessons on the Duolingo app, hoping to one day have his revenge. Duo returned to the inhabitants of this world, furious, and stated, because thou hast broken thy streaks, thou shalt be punished. Thou shalt have to pay to access Duolingo Premium and Super Duolingo, and thou shalt get passive-aggressive notifications when thou misses thy Spanish lessons. Now, of course, that was singular, but Duolingo doesn't have a course on Old English, so he was actually referring to everybody. After hearing this, everyone was understandably angry because they were all getting punished because of something Vikram did. However, Oscar proceeded to go on a long rant about how their lack of support for each other had resulted in this happening, and that it was actually a deep problem in their society. Nobody understood him, of course, but they all wanted him to shut up, so they stopped blaming Vikram. The Duoverse would remain in peace for a while afterwards. However, a new villain would emerge. Falstaff, an evil bear whose goal was to master every language and take the place of Duo. To do this, he infiltrated the International Language Association in order to steal the special documents created by Duo himself, which contained the knowledge of the entire language tree. But his plans would not go unopposed, as Lucy, who at the time was a secret agent, was sent to foil them. As Falstaff was stealing the last documents needed to complete his plans, Lucy stole the ones for Greek lessons, and quickly got away. But Falstaff followed her and managed to catch up. Lucy used the Greek documents to summon hoplites to defend her. Unfortunately, Falstaff had the English documents, so he summoned several F-15s and easily captured Lucy along with the documents. Falstaff then went to the Duolingo app, where he would complete the ritual to attain knowledge of all languages. He placed documents in a circle around the first lesson and began saying incantations in several different languages. He also decided to sacrifice Lucy just for good measure. However, Lucy managed to escape and quickly grabbed the Italian documents, which she used to get a lasso made of spaghetti to trap Falstaff. The bear quickly broke free and used the Korean document to attempt to launch a nuclear strike against Lucy, before realizing that they were actually in South Korean dialect. Seizing the opportunity, Lucy used the spaghetti whip to throw the French documents at Falstaff, who promptly surrendered immediately. Lucy then returned the documents to their rightful place, and in exchange for her help, Duo gave her unlimited streak freezes. Several years would go by without much trouble. However, one day out of nowhere, Junior, Zeri, and Lily, along with many other young people, began to break their streaks. It turns out that Bluo had escaped the language tree on Duolingo and made it to the internet, where he had begun a campaign calling Duo an oppressive dictator, and saying that people should break their Duolingo streaks in protest. And since people will protest pretty much anything to feel like they're doing something useful, soon the entire school caught on. The Duo Strike, as it was called, went on for a while, until Duo himself caught wind of it, and was understandably furious. This, along with all the new internet slang making it impossible to constantly update his language courses, made Duo finally snap. Passive-aggressive notifications were no longer enough. He decided that it was finally time to take matters into his own hands. He went on a massive spree of breaking and entering into the homes of those who had broken their streaks, which earned him a somewhat negative reputation. Though it should be noted that people did start practicing more afterwards, and court records say that most victims were fine after 6 to 12 months of therapy. Throughout this, Duo felt a growing darkness inside of himself. When he invaded the homes of those who broke their streaks, he wasn't in control of his actions. He feared that if he did nothing, then the darkness would consume him. So to save the Duoverse, he split himself in two. The Duo that we all know, who is the mascot of the language learning app and regularly has tea with Lucy, and the Dark God of Vengeance, who stalks those who break their language commitments. Now, of course, the merits of Duo breaking into your house to help you learn Spanish can be debated, but regardless of the ethics, this has certainly caused a large impact on the internet, leading to many. Impressive, Boris Detective. You have uncovered the secrets of the Duoverse well. However, your mortal mind cannot possibly comprehend my true form. I am not merely a language learning owl. I am the very concept of language itself, the spirit of vengeance that exists within all people. It is me. Hoot hoot! Bonjour tout le monde, je suis le détective Moss. Non, non, je ne suis pas ce détective Moss, l'autre. Aujourd'hui, nous allons apprendre l'histoire de la baguette. Hola a todos, soy yo, el detective Morsa. En este video vamos a estar haciendo un let's play del Minecraft. Salve populus, ego sum valus detectivus. Odie nos faciemos explicazione, ma burbe conditae, et ali libros latini. Well, that was weird. Anyways, after this, the Duoverse would go on in relative peace, with only occasional casualties from Dark Duo. So while many people may feel some amount of fear regarding the Screen Owl, ultimately there really isn't anything to be afraid of as long as you finish your lessons on time.